All right, free radicals, welcome back. My name is Dave, and this is the Radical Independent. So, more content today. I'm feeling a little feisty, so I'm going to do another video. Democratic hopeful Tulsi Gabbard preaches unity, leadership in Colorado Springs. The Denver Post. I wonder, maybe they didn't get the memo. They didn't get the DNC memo that you're not allowed to cover Tulsi Gabbard. This newspaper, I don't know, they're going to be in trouble. This site is riddled with pop-up ads, and I've got to click out of just about everything that's popping up on this page. So bear with me, because this is probably not going to be smooth, but maybe it will be. I'm here to help us all remember that, as we've seen throughout our country's history, we are the ones who can bridge that divide. Guess what? Tulsi, I love you. You know I love you. You're the best. These people are not buying your unity message. They don't like unity. Our political environment is so toxic. And it's like when Hillary Clinton and John Podesta decided that they were going to hatch a scheme and invent a fake dossier about Donald Trump and to blame Russia. By the way, Russia's back in the news. Our intelligence agencies, who pretty much work for the neoliberal establishment, say that Russia is they're poised to do this again, and their favorite candidate is Trump. So again, more reason, because we really want a Cold War with Russia. So the Democratic Party has successfully, well, let me put it this way: the neoliberal establishment, including people like Mitt Romney and John Bolton and all those types, they have succeeded. They have succeeded in brainwashing Americans to think that Russia is the biggest boogeyman. Nothing about China, okay? No talk about China, but Russia all the time. And Trump ran on the idea that we were going to try to get along with Russia. And one of the reasons I initially liked Donald Trump is because I saw him as less of a threat to peace, compared to Hillary Clinton. And again, I was taking the lesser of two evils. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard is out there, and she's trying to preach unity. The neoliberal Democrats and the neoconservative Republicans, they don't want unity. They want chaos, especially the neoliberal establishment. So they'll continue to go after Trump rather than try to run against Trump. Again, they'll try to make up some nonsense about Trump, and Trump's approval ratings will continue to go up. You know that Donald Trump is fundraising at record levels? And also, an incumbent president, you don't get people turning out for presidential primaries if you're pretty much the only one on the ballot. Now, technically, Bill Weld, Joe Walsh, I think, are on the ballot. I don't know if they got on the ballot in all 50 states. Technically, they're running against Trump. I don't think Donald Trump has anything to worry about. There are record numbers of people. And what does the neoliberal establishment do? Well, they double down on stupid. So the idea that Tulsi Gabbard is a threat because she's preaching unity shows you how far away her ideas are from mainstream politics today. Because even the neo-progressives, they really don't want unity. They want chaos. A lot of Bernie supporters, they want to destroy and burn, and the rhetoric. And yeah, look, I'm not going along with all the people that say the Bernie bros are toxic and they're ruining the internet and so forth. But there are a few people out there, not just Bernie supporters, but people in general, who just want to drop a giant Molotov cocktail and everything. And that's not Tulsi. And that's why Tulsi is not resonating. Because our human nature, our political human nature, and our human nature in general has changed. So Tulsi gets on stage, and she's talking at the Beckett Event Center. And she gives a speech about unification rather than division. And, she says, here's that quote again. Her base in Colorado Springs also dismissed her absence in the debate and remained optimistic at her chances of earning the Democratic nomination despite her recent poll numbers and fundraising reports. Local Democrats added that Gabbard's very appearance is a good sign for the city. Yeah, it's a good sign. I mean, she's trying to win some delegates. She's scrounging, working her butt off trying to get some delegates. I mean, she's young, smart, and a veteran. It's about damn time we have a woman in the White House with a head on her shoulders and no extra baggage. Ooh. What? No Klobuchar? No Elizabeth Warren? I mean, come on. Really? Tulsi Gabbard better than those other women? Woman of color? Combat veteran? No, that we don't want that. That's too diverse. We want old white women. That's what we want. If we're going to have a woman up there, one older white one. Because that's what Americans need, right? We need old white guys and old white women. The diversity party has really come up big, haven't they? They've winnowed their field down to white people, older white people, other than Mayor Pete, who again is a square, younger white person who speaks in platitudes. Yes, I know he's gay, so check that box. But then the other stuff, I know he's a veteran, check that box too. So that's why he's more important than Tulsi. Because I guess gay trumps woman of color. See, this is when identity politics, my head just... But, Mayor Pete was selected a long time ago. Let's just be honest. Tulsi decided to run for president because she didn't like what the party was offering. She wanted better candidates because she declared her candidacy before Bernie Sanders. She probably didn't know that Bernie was going to run again. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Doesn't matter. She's a better candidate. She's the best candidate we've got, and she's being ignored. It's amazing that this newspaper is actually covering her campaign. So, Gabbard is the first Democratic candidate to visit southern Colorado, Martinez noted, and her presence goes a long way toward his support for the representative in the primary. Leaning toward, he said, but I still have my ballot on the coffee table. Come on. Gabbard took the stage late, apologizing to the crowded room in the city's southeast side for her delay. She's just running around to all of these states like Maine and Colorado. She's looking for a stronghold. She's looking to make some hay. She's just looking for maybe a little spark in the campaign. She really needed to be in that debate the other night because her voice is really needed. Gabbard spoke out against regime change conflicts. No, those are wars, Denver Post. Not a conflict, it's a war. Sparked by the United States, and described the factors she would consider before sending the country's armed forces to fight. This is another bullet point here. It appears that the United States, both left and right, and maybe even more so now on the left than the right, most people are okay with endless war. Doesn't affect them. It's an all-volunteer force. They're trying to get, like a salary. They're trying to earn some money. So they go into the military, and then they might get blown up. They might come back without a limb, or they might come back in a body bag. But, those are choices people make. Meanwhile, Jeeves, get the limousine ready because we're going to go out and get the Lexus SUV, pull it around, and we'll go out to tonight's show. Maybe we'll go see Hamilton. Folks, I don't know where our country's at. Like, there's no compassion anymore. There's no love. There's no understanding that you're sending people off to die in a useless endeavor so military contractors can make a boatload of money. What else is it? So Tulsi has keyed in on this, but nobody seems to care. Bernie does a little sliver here and there, mentions the MIC at the end, but then answers a bunch of questions. New York Times, they ask him, hey, if North Korea does a missile test, would you do a preemptive strike to prevent the test? Not an actual attack, but a weapons test. And Bernie said yes. I bet you Tulsi would have said no. Anyway, I got really nothing else to say. You got two things here. I mean, the article goes on, but you got two things: unity and anti-war. This was the Democratic Party probably of the early 1970s, maybe, parts of it. The neoliberal establishment is winning. They're winning the war of words. Everything that they're saying, you know, they made Tulsi into somebody who was naive on foreign policy, even though she sits on committees that many of them do not sit on. She has intelligence briefings that many of them do not have. And she, of course, has insight because she served our country in combat. Again, my hands get thrown up into the air. America doesn't want Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is too good for most people. She is. She's too good for most people who are voting, who are going to go vote just to beat Trump. Imagine, hey, I am so obsessed with Donald Trump that today I'm voting for this pile of poop on the sidewalk because it'll beat Trump in the primary. Or it'll beat Trump, rather, in a general election. This pile of poop right here is better than Trump, so yes, I'm going to vote for it. Don't know what it stands for. Don't care. All I know is Trump will be gone, and I can rev up the SUV. It's got to be a Lexus SUV. And I'll end up going to the ballet or to Hamilton or to the symphony tonight. I don't understand our country. We got homeless on the sidewalks all over the place in every major city, pretty much. We've got record debt. We've got record student loan debt. Student debt loan forgiveness. We need that. All right? And we need a lot of other things. And Bernie offers a lot of that, and I'm glad he's out there offering. But at the end of the day, you'd have so much more money to work with. Yeah, just print money, right? Do the quantitative easing, but do it for the people, right? Not for the banks and for the car companies. But you got to still bring people home. If you're really serious, Bernie, if you're really serious about climate change and everybody else on that stage, then you need cooperation. You need China, who is the biggest carbon emitter of any country. You need them to come to the table. You need to cooperate with China. And that's a tall order. That's a really tall order. You need a president that's willing to negotiate and be diplomatic and talk about lessening our role around the world as this superpower, which is really just an imperialistic country that has devised its whole economy on imperialism and the military. And a lot of people don't care because they have friends and family in the military, because we've created this economy. And I don't fault people in the military. Some of them didn't have a choice. Some of them wanted to serve our country, and some of them took that as, hey, that means I have to go around the world and fight all of these poor black and brown people in other countries, so our country here stays safe. You hear that all the time. We have to fight them over there to keep us safe over here. That's nonsense. That's complete nonsense. I don't know, folks. I mean, again, I'm going to keep covering this, but I'm also going to talk about why. Why is Tulsi Gabbard not resonating? There's nothing about Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard, on her looks alone, should be a rock star when she shows up. And I don't mean to be sexist. I'm just saying. The way she looks alone, and they've completely blown that off the entire time. They'd rather have us look at Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar and Kamala Harris. Oh, Dave, that's mean. You sound like Bloomberg. I'm just saying, if you've got a candidate who's attractive, that should be a positive. But it hasn't even registered. It's like she's ugly or not even there. And again, if you're not visually appealing, but you have a great message, aka Bernie Sanders, people don't care. And I get that. but you get a younger, healthy, easy on the eyes, smart. I mean, you go on and on and on. I'm I'm at a loss for words, so I'm going to stop. But it's Tulsi is offering a lot of things that our country is rejecting because our country is immoral. Our country is immoral. Do you understand what I'm going to keep saying it? The country is immoral. So they look at Tulsi Gabbard and it's like, an analogy would be, yes, I'm a sinner. The guy down the street's a sinner. Everybody here are sinners. The angel comes in and says, we can be better. And people go, no, I just want to wallow in this sin. This is what we do. Get out of here. We'll vote for a candidate that will allow us to keep doing what we're doing. Enablers. America wants enablers. Okay. Have at it. It's the end of the republic, folks. It's the slow end of the republic. And it's happening. You can watch it, and it's like a car accident. As I've said 100 times, watching a car wreck in slow motion. You've got this great woman, this great candidate out there who could bridge the divide. Nobody wants to bridge the divide because they're too busy being tribal, and they're too busy wallowing in their hatred for one another. That's my video. Thanks for watching.